When universal money arrives, keep quiet and stay wise. There's something quite interesting about people and money. When that long-awaited breakthrough finally lands, when they get truly blessed, many people suddenly feel this undeniable urge to broadcast it to the world. They start buying flashier clothes, louder cars, and attracting louder friends. But the deep truth is, when real money comes, the kind that flows from the universe, it doesn't arrive so you can make noise. It arrives so you can make moves, and those moves are best kept quiet. Let's really talk about this. I understand what it's like to be waiting for that divine provision. You've been visualizing, affirming, staying patient, and holding on to your faith. Finally, the energy starts to shift, and money begins to flow in ways you never quite imagined. But here's the ultimate test. How you handle that blessing determines whether it multiplies or vanishes. Some of you are in that season right now. You can feel something good is on its way. You've been struggling, but lately there's this strange peace. A calm before the storm of blessings. You can't explain it, but you know the universe is rearranging things in your favor. Yet, this is the part most people miss. When the money finally comes, it's not just a financial test, it's a spiritual test. When money comes from the universe, it's not just paper. It's responsibility. That's where wisdom steps in. Most people fail this test because they mistake attention for success. They believe showing off means they've truly arrived. But what if I told you that universal money has a quiet frequency? When it arrives, it asks for peace, not a performance. I once met someone who confidently declared, "When I get rich, everyone will know." I simply smiled and said, "If everyone knows, you probably won't stay rich for long." The universe has a strange way of protecting divine blessings. It dislikes noise. It thrives on gratitude, silence, and discretion. True abundance doesn't shout, it hums. Let's be honest. Some of you are losing your blessings not because the universe didn't give them to you, but because you couldn't stay quiet long enough to keep them. You posted it, you bragged about it, and you told people who weren't even rooting for you. Now you're wondering why things shifted. Listen, universal money doesn't just test your faith. It tests your character. There's the old saying, don't tell people your plans, show them your results. But I'll take it a step further. Don't even show them your results. Let your peace speak for you. Let your calmness be your announcement. Because when the universe blesses you, the blessing itself becomes your testimony. You don't need to explain it. People will feel it. It's vital to understand why this matters. When the universe releases financial blessings, it gives you spiritual weight. You become a custodian of resources meant to bless others. You're not just rich. You're responsible. That's why wisdom and silence are essential. Noisy wealth attracts noisy problems, but silent wealth, guided by wisdom, multiplies quietly. Let's dig a little deeper. Scientifically, our brains release dopamine when we share success. Feels good to tell others, right? We crave that validation, those likes, those wow congratulations comments. But that same dopamine rush can cause us to overexpose ourselves. We start leaking our energy, our privacy, and our peace. Before we know it, we've opened doors that should have stayed closed. Spiritually, the moment you expose divine favor too soon, you invite envy, comparison, and sometimes even sabotage. This isn't superstition. It's energy. When you make noise about what the universe is doing, you shift focus from the source to yourself. That's dangerous because the universe rewards humility, not ego. So, here's a simple framework to remember. First, when the blessing comes, pause. Don't react. Don't rush to show anyone. Sit with it. Feel it. Give thanks privately because gratitude is the password to more. Second, protect your new level like it's a newborn baby. You don't expose a newborn to a crowd. You nurture it quietly until it's strong enough to face the world. That's exactly how you should treat universal money. Third, move strategically, not emotionally. Buy what you need, invest what you must, and give where you're led. But don't rush to prove anything to anyone. I know someone watching this feels that itch right now, to prove the haters wrong, to finally show them you made it. But let me remind you, proving them wrong isn't the goal. Proving the universe right is, and that requires wisdom, not noise. Let me tell you a quick story. A man visualized for years to escape poverty. He believed, affirmed, and stayed consistent. One day, his small business exploded. Orders came from every direction, and money flowed like never before. But instead of staying grounded, he let pride take over. He upgraded everything overnight, his clothes, his house, his friends. And in 6 months everything crumbled. Why? Because his wisdom didn't grow at the same speed as his wealth. That's the hidden truth. If your wisdom doesn't rise with your wealth will fall to meet your wisdom. Money exposes your maturity. It doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you already were. If you were careless when you were broke, you'll be reckless when you're rich. But if you were disciplined when you were broke, you'll be strategic when you're rich. And let's be honest, it's not easy. When you've struggled for so long and the universe finally blesses you, silence feels unnatural. You want to shout. But wisdom says, celebrate quietly. The right people will notice without you saying a word, because not everyone in your circle is happy for you. Some are just curious how they can benefit, or worse, how they can bring you down. You have to protect your energy, protect your mind, protect your peace. Universal wealth flows best in quiet hearts. When you stay quiet, you give the universe room to keep working. But when you get noisy, you interrupt the process. Think of your blessing as a plant. You've planted seeds for years, and they finally start sprouting. Would you uproot them to show your neighbor how beautiful they are? Of course not. You'd let them grow in silence. Premature exposure leads to destruction. Here's another simple but powerful step. Separate your public life from your private progress. You don't owe social media proof of your prosperity. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your elevation. Your only responsibility is stewardship, being a wise manager of what you've been given. I once said, the best way to lose divine favor is to flaunt it before it matures. Remember, when you start making noise, you invite opinions, distractions, and energetic resistance. But when you stay quiet, you allow your blessing to breathe. Let's talk about staying wise. Wisdom isn't just knowing what to do. It's knowing when to do it and when to say nothing at all. Wisdom whispers. It's that little nudge that says, wait, don't post that yet. Don't tell them yet. Just move in silence. That's not fear. That's divine strategy. If you've noticed, the most successful people rarely talk about what they're working on until it's done. They move quietly, they build privately, and then they let the results speak. That's what universal money teaches you. To operate in alignment, not in noise. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're still waiting for the breakthrough. Let me encourage you. Use this time to train your spirit for silence. Because when the money comes, it won't make you wise overnight. You'll need to have already built that quiet strength. Start practicing now. When good news comes, pause before you share it. When you feel like boasting, breathe and remember. It's not about proving yourself. It's about preserving your purpose. So here's what I want you to do this week. Choose one area of your life where you've been too loud. Maybe you've been oversharing your goals, or too eager to prove something. Pull back. Go quiet for 7 days. Watch what happens. You'll be amazed how much peace, clarity, and power come from silence. And don't worry, the universe sees you. It doesn't need your noise to know you're grateful. Gratitude lives in the heart, not on your timeline. You can whisper thank you and move on. Because when you keep quiet and stay wise, you give the universe permission to finish what it started. Universal money isn't just about currency. It's about consciousness. It's about alignment. It's about understanding that wealth without wisdom becomes a burden, but wealth with wisdom becomes a legacy. And remember this. When money comes from the universe, it comes for your calling, not just your comfort. It's not just to buy things, it's to build things. It's not just to impress people. It's to impact people. And you can't do that if you're too busy trying to show off your blessing instead of growing it. Stay wise. Stay humble. Stay quiet. The world doesn't need another noisemaker. It needs another light bearer. Let's go deeper into the hidden spiritual laws that keep universal wealth flowing and multiplying. Once the universe entrusts you with money, it's not just about keeping it. It's about becoming a channel through which more abundance can flow. To do that, you must understand how energy, gratitude, and silence work together to sustain prosperity. Here's what most people don't realize. The universe doesn't reward noise. It rewards alignment. Every time you receive money, it's a reflection of your current energetic vibration. The universe mirrors you. If your energy says, I'm ready, I'm wise, I'm grateful, abundance flows naturally. But if your energy says, I need to prove, I need to impress, I need validation, the flow gets blocked. Think of it like water. A calm river is peaceful but powerful. You don't hear it shouting, yet it moves mountains over time. A raging storm, on the other hand, is noisy, chaotic, and destructive. That's what happens when people make noise with their blessings. They create energetic storms. But the calm, quiet ones, they channel that wealth with power and grace. So, when the universe sends you money, the first spiritual law is containment. Don't spill your energy. When you talk too much about your blessings, you scatter the frequency that brought them in the first place. You attract attention that isn't aligned with your vibration. Not everyone's energy can coexist with yours at that moment. Some people will subtly pull at your frequency not because they're evil but because they're misaligned. That's why silence is your protection. The second law is direction. Money loves direction. It hates confusion. When universal money comes, the question isn't, what do I buy first? It's, what energy do I want to create next? Maybe it's peace, stability, or growth. If you don't give your money a direction, it will find its own, which usually means chaos. You have to instruct your money with intention. Every dollar you spend carries energy. If you spend carelessly, you weaken your vibration. If you spend consciously, you strengthen it. The third law is gratitude without broadcast. Gratitude is the magnet of more, but not the loud performative kind where you need everyone to see how thankful you are. Quiet gratitude has a higher frequency. It doesn't seek applause, it seeks alignment. You can literally sit in silence, smile, and whisper, "Thank you, universe. I see what you're doing." And that whisper will echo louder in the universe than 1,000 public thank yous. Now let's get practical. You need things you can do today. Here are a few things you can start practicing immediately to keep universal wealth flowing and growing. Practice energetic privacy. Stop telling everyone your financial moves. You don't have to announce every deal, every raise, every purchase. Move quietly. Let your lifestyle whisper, not scream. You don't owe anyone the details of your abundance journey. Privacy preserves power. The less you say, the more you grow. Invest in your vibration. Before you buy anything physical, invest in something spiritual or mental. Buy a course, a book, or even time to rest and recharge. Because if your vibration rises, your wealth automatically follows. The universe responds to energy, not effort. You don't hustle for divine money. You harmonize with it. Bless your money before it leaves your hands. Whether you're paying bills, donating, or treating yourself, say quietly, "As I release this, it multiplies and returns to me in perfect timing." That statement aligns your energy with abundance, not lack. Keeps your flow open. When you hoard money, it stagnates. But when you bless it, it circulates. Learn the art of invisible generosity. Do good things that no one ever hears about. Buy groceries for someone quietly. Pay for a stranger's meal without leaving your name. Give anonymously. The universe loves silent givers because that kind of giving isn't for attention. It's pure energy exchange. And what you give freely in silence, the universe returns abundantly in unexpected ways. Detach from the need to prove. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'll show them," pause and ask yourself, "Why do I need to?" Most of the time it's ego talking. Ego is loud, but the universe is soft. When you align with that softness, blessings stick to you effortlessly. Now let's talk about something subtle but powerful. The energetic atmosphere around your money. Every time you receive money, you create an atmosphere around it based on how you feel. If you feel guilty, fearful, or desperate, your money absorbs that vibration. But if you feel calm, grateful, and wise, your money grows. That's why staying emotionally stable after a financial blessing is crucial. The universe doesn't test your wallet. It tests your energy. Imagine the universe gives you $1 million, but you immediately start feeling anxious, worried someone might take it, or that it won't last. You've just told the universe, "I'm not ready for more." But if you smile and say, "I trust this flow. I'm ready to manage this wisely," then the universe says, "Perfect. Let's send more." It's never about the amount. It's about the energy you hold. It might sound funny, but sometimes the universe blesses you just to see what you'll do next. It's like a spiritual audition. If you stay calm, humble, and grateful, you get promoted. But if you get loud, careless, and prideful, you go back to rehearsal. So next time you receive something good, big or small, smile quietly and say to yourself, "I passed the test." Silence is uncomfortable for people who crave validation. But that's why it's powerful. It's your shield. When you stop explaining yourself, people lose their control over your energy. When you stop oversharing, you stop overexposing your vibration. That's how you stay untouchable. Here's another secret. The universe doesn't want you broke, it wants you balanced. Sometimes when money comes, it's not to buy things but to teach you things. Maybe the universe wants to see if you can handle increase without losing your peace. Maybe it wants to see if you can have more and still remain kind, calm, and generous. Because remember, the real wealth isn't in your bank account, it's in your vibration. So here's what I want you to do moving forward. When money starts coming in, don't change your essence. Elevate it. Stay grounded. Stay kind. Stay discerning. Don't treat people differently because you have more. The universe loves consistency. It loves when you handle more the same way you handled little, with grace. And if you lose something along the way, don't panic. Sometimes the universe removes certain amounts of money to redirect your energy. Maybe that loss wasn't punishment. It was purification. It cleared the path for something better. So don't complain when you lose. Say, "Thank you, universe, for this adjustment." That's wisdom. That's flow. When was the last time you sat down and simply said, "I'm ready to handle wealth wisely"? Not just, "I want to be rich," but "I want to be wise enough to sustain it." Anyone can attract money, but not everyone can keep universal money flowing. Keeping it requires maturity, awareness, and emotional discipline. If you really want to anchor wealth from the universe, start every morning with this mindset. I am a vessel of abundance. I move in silence. I attract peace, not noise. I channel prosperity with grace. Speak it, feel it, and live it. You'll notice opportunities start to appear naturally. Doors open, resources align. Why? Because your vibration will finally match the frequency of sustained abundance. And please, don't compare your journey with anyone else's. The universe customizes blessings. Your timeline is your own. Some people make $1 million and lose it. Others quietly build and never lack again. You decide which one you'll be. So here's my challenge to you. From now on, become the calmest rich person you know. Be the one who doesn't need to prove, who doesn't need to boast, who doesn't need to shout. Let your silence confuse the loud, and your results inspire the observant. When you move quietly, your vibration becomes magnetic. You stop chasing, you start attracting. If you're still waiting for your money to come, stop worrying. Keep aligning. The universe is never late. It just waits until your vibration is ready to hold what you're asking for. Prepare your energy. Practice wisdom now so that when it comes, you won't sabotage it. You'll nurture it. You'll multiply it. You'll move with grace. Remember this final truth. When money comes from the universe, it comes with purpose. It's not random. It's sacred. The moment you realize that, you'll treat every dollar, every blessing, every opportunity with deep respect. That's how you keep it. That's how you grow it. That's how you let the flow continue. Let's also talk about the law of circulation. This is a profound energetic principle. Wealth is like breath. It must be constantly moving. If you breathe in and hold it, you suffocate. If you receive money, which is energy, and you hoard it, the flow stops. It becomes stagnant. Many people fear releasing money because they fear lack, but the universe operates on a principle of endless supply. When you release money with intention, whether through mindful spending, smart investing, or most powerfully through giving, you open the channel for more to return. This is why invisible generosity is so potent. Giving anonymously bypasses the ego's need for recognition and taps directly into the pure energy of universal supply, ensuring the flow accelerates back to you. The quieter you are about your giving, the purer the exchange, and the greater the magnetic return. We must embrace the mindset of the master steward. A good steward is meticulous, disciplined, and discreet. Imagine you manage a vast fortune for someone else. You wouldn't run around telling everyone the exact balance or all the details of the strategy, would you? You would move with quiet, focused authority. The universe has entrusted you with a portion of its resources. Your job is to manage it, multiply it, and deploy it for good, all in silence. The moment you start thinking of the money as yours to flaunt, you break the steward agreement. Remember, the true owner of the money is the universe itself. You are simply the wise manager, and a wise manager never makes a fuss. Think about the energetic cost of noise. Every time you post a flashy purchase or brag about a deal, you are not just making noise, you are spending energy. You are spending your time responding to comments, managing unnecessary attention, and diverting focus from the work that actually generates the wealth. Noise is a distraction and a cost. Silence is pure fuel. It allows your energy to be funneled back into creation, into building, into strategic growth. The quiet energy of creation is infinitely more powerful than the loud energy of consumption. Choose to be a creator, not a consumer of attention. Finally, let's affirm the power of invisible building. The most solid structures are built underground first, the foundation. No one applauds the foundation. They only celebrate the skyscraper. Your wealth must have a deep, strong foundation built in silence. Invest in things that don't show up on Instagram: your education, your health, your inner peace, your strategic investments. Let the surface of your life remain calm, while the foundations beneath are expanding exponentially. This is the mark of true, sustainable wealth. So the next time you receive money, smile, whisper thank you. Stay quiet. Stay wise. Move with calm authority, because the universe rewards those who know when to speak and when to stay silent. I want to hear from you. What is one intentional, quiet move you are committing to make this week to protect your energy and ensure the flow of your abundance continues without interruption?